Detroit done 3-1-3. Welcome back. Detroit Lions coverage here. It is Thursday, January 25th. Hopefully, for some of you, it's your last day of work. Hopefully, you guys get a 3-day weekend. Lions game Sunday afternoon, 6:30 p.m. I know I have to work Sunday. I am sprinting home to get to this game. I get off at 6. Hopefully, I'm home in time. Real quick, before we get into today's topic, hit that subscribe button for me. It's greatly appreciated. Um, I made a list. I made a very, very small list. These are in order of the three biggest players I think need to step up the most on Sunday. I'm just going to get right into it. Number three, Josh. The combination of Josh Pascal, John Kaminsky, whoever's playing that opposite D end of Aiden Hutchinson, man. I just think that putting pressure on Brock Purdy and helping out Hutch is absolutely critical on Sunday. Brock Purdy is prone to make mistakes and press at times. Pressure and bad pockets can amplify this likelihood of him making some mistakes. Hutchinson, we all know what he's been doing the last 5-6 weeks, man. He's been playing like one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. He's playing it at an elite level. I truly believe that Brock Purdy is still, when it comes to experience in big games, I don't think I've seen him make enough plays that are impactful on a game where he can take over and make those elite throws. I think he's just too young. I'm not saying that he won't in the future. I'm just saying I haven't seen it yet. I think if we could put him on his ass, make him uncomfortable, it's late in the season. Obviously, it's NFC Championship time. We got to get Hutch some help, man. I am praying for pretty much anyone on this defensive line to help out Hutch. Get some pressures. Their offensive line is good. They got one of the best left tackles in the NFL in Trent Williams. So essentially, whoever's lined up on him it's going to probably be a stalemate for us. I'm not sure how they're going to mix and match. I know they're not going to put Hutch over there 24/7. They'll move him around, put him on the other side. But I think if you go best on best every now and then to just keep him honest is the way to go. So when Hutch is going against Trent Williams, I look for either Pascal or Kaminsky, whoever's on that other defensive end side to thrive. Man, you got to win your matchups. Plain and simple. Like I haven't seen Kaminsky or Pascal, who I've been extremely high on this whole offseason going into the year. Pascal was my guy, my X factor. Haven't seen too much from him, man. It's shown up in like very, very small glimpses, but Sunday's it. Like you guys have got to win your matchups. If Hutch is going against Trent Williams and giving him all he can handle, whoever's on that other side, man, that is just something we have to win. I'll even throw in Ali McNeil right there because I know what he can do in the pass rush, but I wanted to just say the whole D line besides Hutch, but I'm just going to limit it kind of to whoever's on that opposite side of the D end. That's usually Josh Pascal and Kaminsky. And I know sometimes we put Pascal in the middle as well, but we got to get a pass rush from the other side. Win your matchups, guys. That's all I'm saying. Number two, like I said, this list is in order. This guy, in my opinion, has the second biggest job on Sunday. And I'm not calling him out. He's performed all season. He's been there. He's been one of our best defensive players. I put him on this list as more of a keep doing what you're doing. You just kind of have a key role. With that being said, Brian Branch, absolute dog. Like I said, again, I'm not calling him out. I think he might have had the biggest responsibility on defense on Sunday. Most likely we could see him covering some of San Francisco's best. Like, are we going to see him on George Kittle sometimes? Christian McCaffrey? His biggest test will be how he can handle Christian McCaffrey, who's a player you cannot completely take away. CMC is in a league of his own. He's the best running back in the NFL for a reason. He's kind of what we want Jahmyr Gibbs to turn into, and I do see Jahmyr Gibbs going down that path, but Christian McCaffrey is kind of like the comparison for me. Like, this is what we want him to be. We're going to get a firsthand look at it on Sunday. Excuse me. I'm sure everyone here is very familiar with Christian McCaffrey. He is a monster. I'm looking at Brian Branch in kind of the similar way he matched up against Bijan Robinson. I'm not saying Bijan's in that same category as Christian McCaffrey, but physical running back who can catch, run, very athletic. Brian Branch held his own. This is a different test. This is a different dog in Christian McCaffrey. So again, I'm not calling out Brian Branch and saying he hasn't played well and he has to step up. I know that's kind of what this video is geared toward, but I just want to make that very clear. This is just Brian Branch. He's going to have a key role. Like I said, I think we could see him on George Kittle at times. I don't know if I really trust Alex Anzalone or Jack Campbell to cover a tight end of George Kittle's caliber. So I'm kind of looking at a CJ Gardner-Johnson and a Brian Branch combo in this role. Again, another elite tight end, a top 5 guy, and we have our own top 5 guy in Sam Laporta. So the matchups are there, guys. I've been talking about matchups, and and weapons all week. We match up for them pretty much position for position. It's going to be a chess match of who can match up defensively the best. And Brian Branch, I think you're going to have your hands full, but I think you could do it. And like I said, you're not taking Christian McCaffrey away completely, but I think if we can just limit those home runs and those big plays of 15 to 20 yards, if we can keep those at bay, I think we'll be all right. Number one, this one for me was a no-brainer. Like when I started doing this list, I knew who my number one key was going to be. My number one key player, and I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, Kayode Awosika. Not exactly a household name, but he's the guy who came in this past Sunday against Tampa Bay when Jonah Jackson got hurt. Kayode came in, played that left guard spot, played it pretty well. And like I said earlier in the week, I went back, rewatched that game the other night, and when Jonah went out, I started to really key in on how Kayode was playing. And again, guys, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. I don't like to butcher names, but it's just a tough one for me. So if I'm saying it wrong, let me know. But I really keyed in on what he was doing, and he played well. He held his own. He didn't make any mistakes. I know it was a home crowd, but it was still hostile. He kind of got thrown in there unexpectedly. He was prepared. I like that. All that's A-plus stuff. But San Francisco is a very well-coached team with Kyle Shanahan. I would be willing to bet a large amount of money that San Francisco will test Kayode with matchups all night, probably right off the rip. I'm probably going to see a lot of, I'll say this, you'll probably see Nick Bosa lined up at D tackle so that he can go against Kayode. I think that's a favorable matchup for San Francisco. We have to see how he does. If he can hold his own, that is going to be absolutely pivotal for this offense. My other two players that I mentioned were defensive guys. Kayode Awosika coming into this number one offensive line in the NFL, Taylor Decker, Penei Sewell, Jonah Jackson, who's out, Frank Ragnow, the Warrior, Graham Glasgow, who's probably been the MVP of this offensive line, if I have to be honest. Just Swiss Army knife, played guard center. He's played it all. So Kayode coming in there is going to be, it's going to be critical, guys. And like I said, San Francisco is going to take advantage of his lack of experience. They're going to put him up against some of their big dogs and see how he holds up. So that's it. Real quick, I do have two honorable mentions. I'm not going to go fully in depth with that. All week, like I even said it in this episode, this is going to be a matchup of weapons. Detroit on paper has more weapons than San Francisco on offense. On defense, we're probably at a disadvantage. So it's going to be a chess match. It's going to be which one's going to budge first. So two honorable mentions for offense. I got Zach Ertz, Jameson Williams. I just did an episode on JMO about how we got to get him the ball. I'm going to link that at the end of this. Check that out. Zach Ertz, kind of limited. I don't know how much he's going to play, but I do like the idea of the possibilities of what we could run with two tight end formations with Zach Ertz and Sam Laporta. I think that could kind of go back to like the old school Patriots when they had Gronk and Aaron Hernandez, RIP. But I think we could see some similarities in that with just another weapon for Goff. You can never have too many. If this game turns into a shootout, I think we're looking okay because I just think we have more weapons. But I do think San Francisco's defense is a lot better than ours. So it's going to be an interesting match. We'll see on Sunday at 6:30 who the better team is, guys. Hit that like button. Leave a comment down below who you're looking out for. Drop your three players that you're keeping eyes on. If it's the same as mine, that's great. Leave it in the comments down below. If it's something different, we'll have a conversation about it, guys. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. We'll be back later with some more content, guys. Have a good day.